Why does love fade in marriage? 6 reasons. In this video, we will discuss the reasons that gradually destroy even the happiest marriages. Sometimes we think that it is a grace, that this moment means nothing, but if we do not work on the relationship, if we do not work on happiness in the relationship, if we do not think and dig deep, then little by little the relationship can start to crumble. That is, so invisibly, so gradually, and then suddenly. Feelings have cooled, and now there seems to be a stranger next to you, someone with whom you feel no connection. Why does this happen? We will explore this in the video and talk about the reasons that gradually and imperceptibly destroy even the happiest and strongest marriages. But before we move on to the discussion, I ask you to click the subscribe button and like the video so that as many people as possible can see it. So the first reason that destroys happy marriages is that partners stop communicating. Here he comes home from work and it was a tough day. He doesn't want to talk about anything. He sat on the couch, turned on his movie or football or something else. That's it. He is absorbed in his own things. The wife came home from work. She is preparing something, possibly taking care of the children, or perhaps she is engaged in their activities and concerns. She talked on the phone with a friend or visited a neighbor, and now they went to bed without hugging or wishing each other good night. And so, day by day, people slowly begin to understand what connects them and what exists between them as they start to lose the invisible bond that is between them. That is, you don't need to spend a lot of time each day to wish your partner a good morning, to hug, say good night, send a message during the day, and ask how he is doing, to talk for a few minutes in the evening about various topics, or just to sit together while hugging. But often we feel lazy, or there are other things to do, and there is an expectation that the partner should take the initiative. Why should I be the one to go and do or say something? However, if you want the relationship to work, you need to put in effort. If you want a happy relationship but expect your partner to do something for it, you are shifting the responsibility onto them. So if you want something, take action and do not stop communicating. It is very important to express not just general communication, but also your thoughts and even dissatisfaction. When we remain silent about something that hurts or makes us feel bad, whether it's due to words, actions, or behaviors, and we keep quiet or suppress the situation, it only builds up inside. It seems that she has moved on, at least at first glance, but only until a certain moment when a similar situation occurs. When it becomes unpleasant again, it will feel bad in the soul once more. And here is yet another negative situation added to the collection. These negative situations accumulate in a person's mind. At some point, a person starts to feel like a victim, suffering from it. It's very simple. You just need to talk about each specific situation. Sit down at the negotiating table, at a round table, and arrange it in your own way. Set aside time to discuss certain situations without blaming each other, but rather finding ways and solutions to ensure that your family is happy and strong. Therefore, it is necessary to talk about difficult topics, painful topics, and happy topics in the family. It is important to communicate, and it doesn't necessarily have to be positive communication where you talk about wonderful, enthusiastic topics. No, this is what development is about when you and your partner can discuss everything. When you are in pain, you can talk about it and not feel. You become a victim of your fear to say something, and you keep it to yourself instead of sharing happiness and joy with him. This is very important in a relationship. Moving on. The second reason why love fades in marriage is that people treat each other as if they are entitled to it. That is, it exists, and it seems to be taken for granted. She is there. And men often start saying phrases like, or think that she won't go anywhere. So, it is from these moments that all feelings fade away. When we do something for each other, not from a sense of obligation, but from an abundant state where I want to do something for my partner, where I want to show some sign of attention, where I want to confess my love and do not expect anything in return. I just want to share this feeling with my partner when I open my heart to him. In response, you will receive the same. Partners often reflect each other. So, if you want something new, something happier in your relationship, don't wait for your partner to start doing something. Just start with yourself. If you want to change the world, start with yourself. When you show love, care, and attention to your partner, you begin to receive the same in return. But this should come from deep within, from your heart. When you love and do not expect anything in return, then it is in return that your husband gives from the same state. When games start in a relationship, like let him do something for me, then I won't work for him, strong feelings are not born and happy, solid couples are not created. Moving on. An inflated expectation from one partner towards the other. For example, she got married and thought that now he would do things for her. So and so, he will become such and such, such and such, such and such a husband. He will take on all the responsibility, and so on. In other words, girls often embellish a lot, just like men do. A husband gets married and thinks now she will be like a mother to me, cooking cutlets and taking care of me. A woman has a different view of marriage. For example, she does not want to cook in her family. It was established, for example, that her father cooked, and she has a behavioral model where the mother, for instance, does not cook. That is, it is figurative. When we have certain expectations that we do not express but simply hold them, and we project these expectations onto another person, disappointment will be 100% guaranteed. What needs to be done? Just express them. That is you. For example, if you are getting married and expecting something from your partner, discuss what he envisions for family life. Ask him what a husband does, and you will understand everything. You should not expect what he cannot give, otherwise disappointment will follow. Well, disappointment is not the fuel on which a happy family can be built. Next, moving on. The mother of the husband or wife, that is, when a third person interferes in a relationship, it always creates triangles. Meaning these are always unhealthy relationships. For example, when there is a man and a woman, they resolve their difficulties together, meaning the responsibility is shared 50-50 or in some other percentage ratio. But when the mother of one of the partners gets involved, the mother, being a close person, naturally takes a larger share of the responsibility for one of the partners, whether it is a mother and daughter or a mother and son. And they take on the advantage. At some point, the partner who is left, let's say, alone, feels unnecessary in this relationship. That is, the mother and son, or mother and daughter, make certain decisions. And the one who feels unnecessary gradually distances themselves and leaves the relationship because it is difficult to build a relationship where one side gives more. It's like playing football when one team has one person and the other has more. Naturally, the one person won't be able to play in such a game. Therefore, involving parents in your relationship is, well, akin to death. This means that the relationship will deteriorate over time. One of the partners may tolerate such a situation, but not for long. Therefore, mother is wonderful. Mother is the person who gave life and taught many things. But this does not mean that the mother should be dragged further into personal relationships. If the mother wants to influence the relationship, you can simply limit some information so that she gradually understands that she is no longer included in these relationships. That is, there are relationships like mother and daughter, for example, or mother and son. But the relationship between husband and wife is not about her. Furthermore, superficial relationships are not based on spiritual closeness. That is, if a relationship is built on a burst of feelings, on passion, on certain emotions, but there is no spiritual closeness when people start to share something, experience emotions in a certain place and do not share dreams, then their feelings are more superficial and the relationship will fade away at the first trials. Therefore, it strongly unites the couple, keeping people together very strongly. This is spirituality. When people begin to love each other with their souls, when they become attached to one another, when they go through difficulties together, when they talk about something, when they dream together, when they support each other, this is very important. Moving on. Relationships built only on passion will break against routine. Relationships must be sustained by a stronger bond, let's say, is like glue that connects people. Once again, I repeat, spirituality, feelings, emotions, and dreams are what create stronger connections, heart-to-heart conversations, where you become not just a man and a woman for each other, but also friends, are essential. When you can share something, when you know you can rely on each other, and when you know that if something happens, a close person will support you. That is what is important to create in your relationship. It's about not demanding, not complaining, not humiliating each other, but learning to communicate. You should try to show your partner through your own perspective what you want from the relationship. Do I want love from the relationship? Do I want more romance, more happiness, more emotions? I show this to my partner and how it can be. I start to create. I begin to act, to do something. The partner responds. He likes what is happening with his partner, and he tries to do something in return. He sees how she feels about him. He sees that she is doing something for the relationship, and he tries not to stand aside. That's all for this video. I was Alisa Vardomska. I hope for your likes and subscriptions. Write in the comments what you would like to discuss in my new videos. Don't forget to hit the bell, and goodbye everyone.